some Hot Boi. I told you guys these were coming. We got the Hot Boi JDM seats from our guys over at Rallysport Direct. We got a set of Cusco Bride Zetas. I have wanted a set of these seats for the past 10 years. And we finally got a set. And it's going on our Hawkeye that we're just gonna make the perfect JDM Spec style build. And I am so excited for it. So I unfortunately only have one set of the seat rails right now. The passenger ones were on back order, but we were able to find a set, so those should be here soon. I'm still gonna toss the driver's seat in, but dude, I'm so hyped. I'm gonna pull both of the STI seats out, obviously, just so I just won't drive around a passenger seat for a while. But dude, that's, oh, and we got some overnight parts from Japan. All this stuff from Japan. That's for the RX-7 though. So I've been pretty busy the past couple days, you guys, I do apologize. I've been doing a customer engine build for a 2016 STI. It'll be a fun build. Process West manifold, FP blue, ID 1050s. The injectors are a little bit small. That one I've just been working on in the background. Got the motor built, got everything like that. Just waiting on some parts to come in for it. We pick up the new car in a couple of days. I'm not good with keeping secrets, and I've already kind of let the cat out of the bag on it. I bought a 911 turbo, so we picked that up I think they said Friday is when it's gonna be ready at Porsche for us to pick up. So once that car is picked up, we'll go pick it up. We'll do a complete walk around. We'll drive it around. I'm excited for it. I've already got some parts I ordered on the way for the 911 as well. I don't plan on going, who am I kidding? I can tell you right now, I don't plan on going ham with a car and then I end up going balls to the wall with it. But it's a car I've genuinely wanted for a really long time. I just saw a lot of people in the last video get kind of upset that I sold both of the WRXs, and like I said, the WRXs, they just work for me. It wasn't a car deep down that I wanted. The 911 is something that I've wanted for a very long time. It's still in line with a lot of the Subaru stuff that we do. Flat engines, I like them, so I'm genuinely excited for it. It's genuinely a car I've wanted for years, and I found a really good deal on one that I just couldn't pass up. But we'll save that for when we go pick up the car. Today, we're knocking out some stuff on the 07 STI. So our dyno date for this car did get pushed out a month, same with the 17 STI. Josh isn't gonna be coming into town because there weren't enough people trying to get tuned. So obviously for Josh to make the trip out, it has to be worth it for him, and it just wasn't worth it this time around for him, which is no big deal. I've seen so many comments about the flares. I know, they are getting painted, all right? We are on the schedule with the paint shop to get our flares and our hood painted. We go there in March. They're just backed up a little bit. It will get painted for right this second. It's okay, it still drives fine. So in the meantime, we are gonna be doing some e-tuning with this car and continuing to add some mods onto it because like I said, I want this to be my perfect JDM Spec STI. I don't know if I've actually publicly said it, but this is the last STI that I am going to be purchasing. So I wanna make it perfect, I wanna make it my own, and I wanna go all out with it and just get all the good JDM stuff with it. When the time comes and that motor lets go, we will do a built engine with a rotated set up in this car, but this is the last STI I'll be purchasing. I've done so much EJ stuff and so much STI stuff over the years. It's time for me to get away from these cars a little bit. So this is the one that will be staying, my permanent EJ car. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself now. So let's go ahead and get one of these seats tossed in. Like I said, I'm gonna be pulling both the passenger and driver seat out of this for right now, just because I don't want mismatched seats in there. And I'd rather just have that seat out. That way somebody else can buy these if they want them. I've been just kind of offloading as many parts as I can because I have too many sitting around. So let's go ahead, let's hop in the car. Let's start pulling out this, we'll start on the driver's side. Let's start pulling out this driver's seat. Now, somebody did already call me out on it, because in the past, I'm sure you guys have heard me say, don't run aftermarket seats in your daily drivers. Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyways. Just because I'm doing something that's not a good idea doesn't mean that you should, though. Or maybe it does, who am I to say? The airbag light will be on after this, but you know, I can live with it. I think the easiest way I kind of found to get seats out of cars is to go through the back seat versus the front when you got a steering wheel in the way, at least. Oh, all right. There's our driver's seat. So, oh my God, I'm gonna have to retap these. Trying to be gentle so that way the seat bracket doesn't cut or destroy anything. Easier said than done. All right. So we have our stock 07 STI seats out right here. We've got our first Bride right here. Well, the only Bride that we could put together today, but it's not a big deal. We did get the Bride sliders with the Bride seats. I've ran into problems in the past where I've used different brand sliders and brackets with other brand seats, and they don't always work properly. So in this case, we decided to stick with all Bride so that way everything would work together. Now, I'm not 100% sure how this goes together. We have these, which I'm assuming these are gonna bolt to the seat, but I don't know if they bolt in or if they bolt out. I would assume that they would bolt inwards, and then this bracket here would bolt up to the seat rail. That's what I would at least think, and maybe go somehow on the actual slider portion of it. I'm not entirely sure yet. So they did give me a little bit of paperwork in Japanese, so I'm gonna sift through that real quick, try to figure this out. It also gives you the adapter or the bracket for the seat belt so that we can still run a stock seat belt, which is what we are going to be doing. Like I said, aftermarket seats, I've said in the past, I'm going taboo that aftermarket seats aren't the best thing for daily drivers, but if you are going to use them, at least retain the stock seat belt if you can. It'll make daily driving and all that stuff so much better and so much more enjoyable that you'll actually enjoy the seats a little bit more than having to put a harness on every single time. Plus, harnesses are a little bit dangerous for the street anyways. So, and I know some of you guys are probably gonna give me flack. Why are you using a bucket seat for a street car or X, Y, and Z? Because I want to, all right? I wanna enjoy the car. Plus, this is going to be going to some events this year. I've already set up and paid for a handful of track events for both this car and the 17 STI. So a pair of good bucket seats, can't go wrong with it. Well, they give us a lot of figures in here, but it looks like this is the one that we're gonna be doing here. It seems the most accurate, so I think this is how it'll be set up. I used one of those high-tech take a picture of the instructions and translate it apps, so I think we should be solid. So I think I've got this kind of figured out. So on the slider here, the way that they have this set up is on the slider arm, normally there's a bar that runs across. Bride doesn't give you a bar for that, at least for this setup where you use these brackets and you bolt these brackets to the seat and then you bolt the brackets to the slider. I thought that was a little odd. Used Google Translate to kind of figure out that that is indeed how it goes. So when I want to adjust the seat, I have to reach down and grab both of these, pull up on it to be able to adjust them, or I might just make my own crossbar for it, which honestly wouldn't be that bad. Top bolt, in, and we tighten all these down. I may have to loosen these after I get this in the car to adjust kind of where the slider sits, but I think we'll be able to be all right. We got our seat set up. Let's bolt this one in, see what it looks like. It's so light compared to stock, dude, it's ridiculous. Dude, the seat is so light. I don't know why I'm trying to go through the driver's side this time, which honestly worked out just fine because this seat doesn't weigh anything. Dude, it looks so good. It actually doesn't, I don't think it sits that low. That is so tight. That's actually not that low, dude. I gotta go forward more, I'm short. Kind of squishes your nuts together though. Does it look cool? Do I look cool at least? Dude, like really, like right here I wish it was a little bit wider because it does push your nuts together. I got thick thighs, man. This is already... Anyone bigger than me, or even people my size, man, the seat might be a struggle for them, but it feels good. I'll tell you one thing, fantastic seat, right? I love the Cusco logo, I love the Bride logo on it. I feel planted, I feel sturdy, and I feel like solid. I have my OEM seat belt that I can use in this thing as well. Now the one thing that just kind of like is breaking my balls on this is literally the width where my thighs go, because it pushes my thighs into my testicles and I feel like I'm suffocating. The waist size on the seat is my waist size is a 30, and I know it's supposed to be tight. I think I should have gone up a size. So if you plan on getting a set of these, go up like one size for your waist size if you're gonna be dailying the car, just to make it a little bit more comfortable. Like, I'm gonna stick with the seats, I'll be fine with them. Like, this is like my driving view. That's eye level for me, which is like, I feel like normal for the most part. Like I said, it is a little bit lower, but it's nothing crazy. Look at that, I can actually take my sun visor and move it down now and not smack myself in the head. That's kind of nice. I did also take a second and I swapped out this rear cup holder because this one, as you can see, did not have any cup holder left. So I bought a brand new one on Amazon. It was like 60 bucks. It broke some more. So that's the next morning. I want to give the seats a try. I also need to go to the shop because that's where all my tap and die stuff is. I want to retap those holes for the passenger seat because it pulled threads on like 3 out of 4 of the holes. And I'd rather fix that now, so when the seat bracket shows up for the other seat we have over there, it's gonna be as easy as just bolting it in, and I'm not gonna have to stress trying to retap all these holes and whatnot. So let's go test it out. Curious to see how the Bride Zeta actually feels driving. Just sitting in it, like I said, it's kind of tight around the waist, but we'll manage. Digging these seats a lot more than I thought I would. Driving, it's not bad on the hips because you're keeping your legs a little bit separated for like pedal position where your feet are, and it's really not bad. So maybe you should buy the actual waist size. If you're looking to buy a set, if you wanted to fit snug, buy your waist size. If you want to have a little extra room, go up one size. But dude, I actually dig these. I feel so much more connected with the car. Like there is more NVH that travels up into my butt because there's no like cushioning or like super extra padding like the stock seats have. There's boost in the bass tune, so if there's boost in the bass tune, I'm gonna use it. We get up to like 10 PSI right now. It's actually kind of fun. Oh shit, we hit 15. I feel like, you know, maybe I shouldn't, but you know, I'm just saying that the boost will probably help seat the rings a bit better. We got 200 miles, so I've never been a firm believer in long engine break-ins. I've always been a firm believer that after like 50 miles, your engine's pretty much broken in. Dude, it's always such a good feeling when you're just like out and about driving. Like the car's obviously not done yet. It's not painted or anything like that, but seeing people like recording videos of your cars you're driving around, I swear, that's like the best feeling. With the Bride seats, dude, it puts the shifter position, at least for me, in like damn near the perfect spot, man. I love it. Like it's just right there. It's comfortable. So it's really odd. The STI will sometimes throw ABS lights and whatnot, and when we were at Subaru getting the AC charged and the car aligned and all that stuff, we actually pulled the old codes out of the car, and it's a communication fault in the CAN bus system, or it's got a very little CAN bus. It's like baby CAN bus shit in this car, and I need to figure out where it's losing communication, which it's got to be like a broken wire, dirty ground, a loose connector, dirty connector, something along those lines. So it's kind of odd that, and it's always random. It's never consistent. It's never replicatable. It just kind of happens. So that's one thing that we're gonna have to figure out here soon, but pulling up to the shop, so let me get it open, let me kind of get everything situated. When I took out the stock seats, it pulled threads on this hole here and that hole here. Somehow the back two were fine, but I will probably just go through and clean up the threads anyways. It's an M8 by 1.25 tap. Is that a die? That's a tap. Die is the circle one. So we're gonna retap both of these holes. It's really just cleaning up the threads, honestly. There are still some threads left in there, but I could helicoil it. I'm certain would obviously be a better solution for that, but we're gonna go ahead, just try to retap it, see if we can't save this. Oh, that one's going into the helicoil. I have sacrificed a 5/16 3/8 socket for this. When it starts to get tight, back it off a little bit, then go back in. Got this thing covered in Loctite right now. Go. Break the end, and our helicoil installed. So we now have this whole threaded and fixed, so I'm just gonna let that Loctite kind of cure up before I end up putting a bolt back in it, so that way the bolt and the Loctite don't cure together. I was gonna toss the new blow-off valve onto the charge pipe, but for some reason Precision doesn't give you a flange, so I have to order a tile. It's the same flange as a tile Q. The whole reason I got this Precision one is purely based off size. It's way smaller than the tile Q is, way smaller than the Cobb LF that we have on there now, so it'll clear the Cosworth manifold way better. Just kind of odd that it doesn't come with a flange. Oh, and we got new spark plugs for this thing. So like I mentioned earlier, the dyno got pushed out a month, so I actually need to put these plugs in because these are 2-step colder plugs, where the ones that are in there now are 1-step colder. So the heat range on this should do a lot better because, like I said, we are turning this car up a lot more. Keep the bottle. Then as for the RX-7, while I'm here, I'll just give you guys a quick update on this because some people were asking again in one of the more recent videos. Like I said, I'm just waiting on all these parts to come in from Japan for the car. Door handles, weather stripping, seals, drip trays, all that kind of stuff. So for now, let's hop back in the STI. Let's get out of here. I gotta go back over to the house anyways. I have some stuff getting dropped off with UPS. Not that the airbag light really bothers me that much, but I think I'm gonna see if I can. I'm pretty sure people make resistors for them. I also might order a new steering wheel. I do enjoy the OEM wheel, but I kind of want the DAMD wheel. It's the same one I had in the old 05 STI. Looks like OEM plus, looks good, fits good. I'm about them. The GDs, man, they are so engaging, fun, they're loud, they're mechanical feeling, they have character, and they feel like they have a soul to them, which I think is what like draws me to these cars so much, is it feels like it's just got like a soul to it, like it's got carry. I got the Defi gauges at some point coming because I think those are on back order also, but like I said, man, I have steering wheel. I just want like a JDM Inspired STI that I can just have fun with. I'm so tired of being in the garage all the time and just building cars all the time. With the new 911 coming to the channel, we are going to be obviously working on that car, learning it and playing with that platform. I've already ordered an access port for it because you actually tune Porsches with access ports as well. But I want to get into doing like some rally. I was talking to a couple people trying, not like rally cross, like off-roading, but like car rallies, where you get a big group of people, whole bunch of friends, and you go from like state to state and you do all this stuff and you have to make it to certain points by certain times. I think that would just be an absolute blast. It gets so tiring just doing build after build after build. It's so back to the seats though, I'm really digging them. That was a pretty tight corner and I felt planted. Like in the stock seats, I'd sway back and forth a little bit, but the bolstering in this feels so good. And the leg space actually doesn't bother me when I'm driving. It's only when I'm sitting in the car, like not driving it, if I'm just sitting here playing on my phone or something. Driving, dude, it feels super comfortable. Damn, I got all excited for nothing. I thought the other seat bracket for the Bride was out for delivery today because I didn't know what the tracking number was associated to. I got my hopes up, man. I thought it was the seat bracket and it was brand new windshield, which this is still cool. This is just brand new OEM Mazda windshield trim for the RX-7. So, came from Japan. Like I said, we have a whole bunch of stuff coming from Japan for the RX-7. So, with that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. I believe the next video will be us picking up the Porsche. So, I'm genuinely really excited for it. Over the next couple of days, I still got some background work to do, like putting this engine together back here. Some other customer stuff. I have another car coming in for a customer. I want to say that one's a 2006 or 2007 STI. It's a Hawkeye. Engine refresh, engine rebuild. That one will be a pretty OEM rebuild. So that one, I'm going to do the step-by-step how to rebuild an STI video that you guys have been wanting, because we did the disassembly video, but we never did one that was close enough to stock for a reassembly video on it. So that one will be coming hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But with that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you like the video, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button, turn to black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be able to put it in one of these corners, no idea which one quite yet. But with that, we'll catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.